Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing bacon wrapped turkey leg lollipops. And I've taken a turkey leg and I have removed all the skin. Okay, and I made a cut around this way, all the way around, and I removed everything from the bone here because that is my lollipop stick, okay, for my turkey leg lollipop. Alright, and how we're going to do these is we're going to sprinkle with poultry seasoning. I think this is just a chicken seasoning. Okay, and get on all sides. Give it a good generous sprinkling. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap it in bacon. So I'm going to make sure it's coated really well. Alright, and I have these toothpicks that I've been soaking in water for about 10 minutes. And I have this thin bacon, and it has to be thin. Thick bacon won't work for this, so I'm using the Oscar Mayer, let's see, what is this? Maple bacon. Alright, and I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to start wrapping. Like, I guess you could say that bacon is the duct tape of food, and it really is. Alright, and so I'm going to take another piece. It's probably going to take about 3 pieces. And once these are wrapped, they're going to go in the oven. And it's going to take about 2 hours. Okay, they're going to be on about 300 or so. Alright. And it looks like I'm going to need one more piece of bacon. Well, I don't know. Let me get that one broke. Let me get a piece that isn't broken. The thin bacon is the best for this, but the problem with the thin bacon is sometimes it'll break on you if you're not handling it carefully, and I wasn't because I'm trying to focus on the camera and do other things while I'm trying to put this together. So, and if you'll notice, I'm kind of overlapping this as well. Okay, and the toothpicks are going to help me to secure the bacon onto the turkey. And it looks like I will need this piece. Here's what I'll do. I'll just kind of do this little trick right here. Like so. Okay. And it looks like I have a little exposed piece. I'm going to kind of, let me redo this. So yeah, you're going to have to fool with it a little bit probably, okay? And like I'm having to do right here, you don't want it to overlap too much, because if it does, it won't cook very well. The overlap pieces, if there's too much overlap, just won't get done. And so I'm trying to kind of move that out so it's not tucked all the way in there and not going to get cooked, that sort of thing. Alright, and it looks kind of messy because it is. And what I usually do here is I just take some scissors or something if I have a piece like this, and I just kind of get rid of it, goobly goosh it in there, so to speak. And so now I have it pretty evenly covered. Alright, and as I work with the toothpicks, I can push the bacon around a little bit. And, you know, everybody's like, is it worth it? You know, you look like you're going through a lot of trouble. Really, I'm not. Let's see, that's a job for some scissors right there. But, so now I'm just going to kind of put these in here like so, just at random, just to kind of keep this whole thing together. And so I'm going to follow this process all the way around the turkey leg. And then when I get done, I'm going to coat them all with barbecue sauce. Okay, I have gone around the turkey leg and I have put toothpicks wherever it made sense to put them, and I've kind of tried to gobbly gush the bacon together and cut off any excess, I could probably cut that, but for now, just leave it there. And so you just want to kind of secure, you know, the bacon with the toothpicks. And it kind of helps if you can catch a little bit of the turkey meat, you know, and I've kind of run it through both ends like that. And so once you've done all that, I put each one of these on a separate piece of aluminum foil. And once you've done all that, you're going to put a little barbecue sauce. Well, it actually turns out to be a lot of barbecue sauce. One bottle does about 4 turkey legs maybe. And then you're just going to pat that all over the turkey leg, right? So just pour and pat as you need, okay? Until you get it all coated. Looks like I'm going to need some more right here. Okay. And, you know, you don't have to be perfect, but you just want the whole thing to be coated. And these are going to cook for about 2 hours. It takes about that long, you know, because this turkey leg is really, really thick, as you can see. Okay. And as I said before, I took a really sharp knife. I cut all the way around here, right? And then I use things like pliers and whatnot, and a really sharp knife, a really sharp blade to scrape this bone clean right here to make my lollipop stick. And then I sprinkled with poultry seasoning. I just used chicken seasoning is what I used, which, you know, that's poultry. Then wrapped with bacon. It's not an exact science. It'll never be perfect, but you know, you wrap it with bacon for the flavor. I use the Oscar Mayer maple bacon because it's a thin bacon. And then applied the toothpicks, trying to go through the turkey meat also, you know, to connect the turkey meat and the bacon. And it looks like I could probably put another one right here. And your toothpicks, if they soak a really long time, they'll get too soft. Some of them will. And so you want to kind of soak them for maybe 5 minutes before you do this. And be careful when you're doing this not to poke your fingers, because it will hurt. And so that's it. You just need really sharp tools to handle this part here. Really, really sharp knife, cleaver, maybe even a utility knife to get all that. If you really want to get fancy, you can take some pliers and pull out those really fine bones. Okay, but all the skin has to come off, because if you don't take the skin off, the poultry seasoning can't penetrate the turkey, and the flavorings from the bacon also can't penetrate the turkey, and the barbecue sauce and all that, it will just be lost on the skin. And so I'm going to pop this in the oven now. I've got about 6 of these, and bake them at 350, like I said, for about 2 hours. The first hour, I'm going to cover them, okay? And then the second hour, I'm going to take the cover off. I'm going to turn them, okay, occasionally, like every 15 minutes or whatever, because I want them to get evenly cooked. And at the very end, I'm probably going to put the oven on broil, and broil all sides also, because I want the bacon to be crispy, not chewy and gross. So there you have it. Bacon wrapped turkey leg lollipops. Hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, how to prepare one of these. I've taken this serrated edge knife. I really need something sharper, to be honest, but I start off with the serrated edge because it tends to go through these bones a little bit better. And then I go all the way across, all right? And then this part right here, I just start cutting into it like so, all right? And you see those little fine bones right there? Sometimes you can just cut those off. Sometimes you can pull them out with pliers. Some people just take really heavy duty scissors and cut those off. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But right now I'm interested in getting the meat and the skin off of the bone. So that's what I'm focused on right now. And you got to really watch your hands when you're doing this, because you can really hurt yourself if you're not careful. I really need to change knives now, which is what I'm going to do. But I've got to start on it. And then getting this off, this is no easy task, all right? What I normally do is I hold this right here, and then I take some pliers and rip it off. Okay, so it helps if you have some tools handy. I just put them in dishwater and rinse them off and everything to make sure they're nice and clean. And then you're also going to have to skin this sucker. And to do that, I just stick a knife under the skin and just start tearing it, cutting it. Okay. I need my other knife. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, then you're just going to peel the skin off. And if you need to, run the knife back under there. Okay, as needed. Alright, as many times as needed and as many places as needed. Alright, just so you get all the skin off. Okay? And that is your skinless turkey leg lollipop. And like I said, I've got some work to do here with some scissors and some pliers and maybe even a utility knife, whatever it takes to get this scraped clean. And of course you want to not cut yourself or anything like that, but you get the idea. You can leave, you know, you can take the skin off and you can leave this part. You know, you don't have to do all this, but I like to, because to me that is what makes it a turkey leg lollipop, is having this right here all nice and clean. I'm going to take some good kitchen scissors, going to cut all that off, and so stay tuned. Okay, back to the process. Okay, I want to try to get this off, and these tools have all been cleaned. I'm trying to decide which one. They look dark and dirty, but they're not. The metal has just changed colors, and I've washed them so many times that, you know, it just kind of, you know, it does what it does. I'm probably going to have to do some more cutting on this before I can, it's kind of tricky. Okay. Alright. That's probably what it was. I got to cut these little bones. You know, there's really no, you know, perfect way to do this. You're just, you just do it. I can't explain it any better than that, really. And here we go again. And there we have those little fine bones right here again that I gotta kind of get under. Alright. There we go. Alright. You kind of gotta get under them. There. Alright. And want to kind of avoid using your hands as much as you can on those fine little bones, because if you get one under your fingernail or something like that, you'll be screaming. They are sharp. You won't believe how sharp those little bones are. Alright, and here we go again. I'm going to see what I can do as far as getting this off. I got little tiny hands. This is kind of hard for me. I have to do all these weird things, but I had a different set of tools that I was using to do this, and I can't find them, and so I'm having to kind of make do. Alright. Oh, it's driving me crazy. Okay, let me try this. No, I think I'm going to have to use these ones. These ones are going to do a better job. Oh, dear. My hands are not so well. Let's see if I can do this. Let's try to get that in there and see if I can twist. I need my tools. The ones that I used to use to do this, and for some reason they've just, I can't find anything. So, I'm going to try this over here also. And then, let me see here. Let me see if I can get this. Well, I might need to cut this so I can get a hold of it. Oh, there. Alright. Goodness. You just have to get things to where you can handle them. And it's not easy, because this is like, there we go. There now. Now we're in business. So that helps, you know. Get some of that off of there. You have to kind of try to get up under there. It's just really hard to explain, but once you create a space where you can get those pliers in there, you can get this off. And like I said, if I just knew where my tools were, I could do much better. But oh, goodness gracious. So, well, I'll probably just end up having to do some more cutting. Really, really good kitchen scissors would help, and I can't seem to find those either. I don't know where stuff goes. Because that would make this a lot easier. Really, really good kitchen scissors. Right now I'm just having to use the scissors that I found. Alright. So, there you have it. Looks like I've ended up using mostly scissors and knives, but my pliers did come in handy there for a second. So you just use whatever you can use to get this cleaned up as much as you can. So now I can really scrape this down. Alright. Very nice, very nice. Now I'm ready to do the poultry seasoning. First I'll give it a rinse, okay? Do the poultry seasoning, and then the bacon and the toothpicks, and then the barbecue sauce. So I have these wrapped in foil, okay? And like I said, they're going to go in the oven for about an hour. I kind of have them loosely covered, you know, because I want the inside to cook really well. And then I'm going to do an hour without the foil. I'm going to fold the foil down. I'm going to give them some turns and so on. Okay, I forgot something earlier. One thing that I do with these is I go around the meat with a knife. Okay, and I puncture it as much as I can on the sides, everywhere that I can. This helps it cook faster and more evenly. I just, it's just kind of random. Okay. And like I said, that just helps it cook more evenly and faster. And then, of course, the poultry seasoning. It doesn't matter what kind you use, just poultry seasoning is fine. Then wrap it in bacon, and it's good to go. I just wish I could find my tools that I usually do this with. I don't know what happened. It's just they're gone. I don't know. So I'm just kind of struggling with this recipe, but you know, it's gonna work out okay. And I'm gonna take a piece of this right here. I'm gonna kind of stick a couple of pieces on top, or just one, or whatever, however I can get this worked out. Just slightly overlap. Okay. Alright, and then it's time to go in here with this bacon that I have over here. And some people start at the bottom, some people start at the top. I'm telling you, it really doesn't matter. Just so you try to get all the meat covered. Okay, and you might have to use scissors, you know, to cut the bacon or whatever to make things fit. And make it to where there's not too much overlapping. And I just kind of work as I go with the toothpicks, you know. And I find that that's easier than bacon wrapping the whole thing and then trying to toothpick it. This just works out much easier. It's just a lot better if you just kind of toothpick as you go, so to speak, like I'm doing here. And what this does is, you know, it helps the turkey, since we've removed the skin, you know, it doesn't have that protective covering, but it's going to have the flavor of the bacon instead. And this is maple bacon, so it's going to be absolutely delicious, especially in combination with the barbecue sauce. You can use other types of bacon, just whatever you think, but for me, maple bacon I thought was the best. I thought gives the best flavor, because I've made this several times, and I just decided that maple bacon was the bomb diggity, so to speak. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of goobly gushing this bacon together and kind of weaving it in, you know, with the toothpicks in with the meat and whatnot. And if you're a perfectionist, you know, this kind of thing is, it's going to drive you crazy. There's no way you could get through this if you were a perfectionist, because, you know, there's no way to make this perfect. You just wrap it with bacon and secure it with toothpicks. You just do it the best you can. You're not working on an even surface. You're working with something that's in a regular shape, you know, so it's just not going to be perfect. So just kind of know that right out the gate. And so I'm just going to keep working this bacon around, and these are just going to be yummy. And these can be frozen. These were already frozen when I bought them. I'm perfectly comfortable refreezing them. I don't have an issue with that. Some people might, but some people might feel like it messes up the quality or the flavor or whatever like that. But I think since it's seasoned and wrapped in bacon and everything, I don't think that freezing will hurt it at all, because I've done it before. Because I like to have these ready, you know, sometimes when I'm not really in the mood to cook or whatever. Just pull something out of the freezer overnight, let it kind of thaw, and then the next day bake it up. And I would say that you could probably use one of those air fryers that have like a bake feature and all different kinds of features. You could probably use that too. You just probably have to watch it for the times, you know, try to figure out when it, you know, when it's cooked, when it's done. One way to tell is there shouldn't be any red or pink juices running. It should all be clear juices, and just the barbecue sauce glaze is about all you should be seeing. Okay, and looks like I have myself kind of a little conundrum here, but no sweat. I'm just gonna cut this bacon here and get it out of the way, and just kind of wrap this the best that I can. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying this recipe. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. The most challenging thing is getting the skin off and getting all of the skin and meat off of this bone right here, and then trimming this all down. Once you do that, everything else is easy. Let's say you take this out of the freezer and thaw it out, and you're getting ready to bake it, and you see this little seam right here where there's, you know, the meat is exposed. You can kind of stretch the bacon over it, okay, before you put it in the oven. It's just that simple. And then, of course, as I said earlier, you have the barbecue sauce, and you can just kind of brush it on like that. Just brush it around the toothpicks. And by all means, if you break a toothpick or something while you're doing this, make sure you remove that. You don't want anybody biting into that. And, of course, before you eat it, you want to remove all the toothpicks. And whether or not you want to eat the bacon, you know, that's just kind of your choice. Some people do, some people don't. But, you know, you have to make sure to get that bacon cooked and crisp, you know, by use of probably the broiler, you know. And you can kind of turn it on all sides, you know, to make sure that the broiler heats it. And when you use the broiler, you're going to have to stand right there and watch it like every minute, or you can burn this badly, okay, if you're trying to put the bacon under the broiler. By the way, that's the way I cook bacon in general. I put it in the oven, and I bake it. I don't pan fry bacon. The oven is so much better. And so, anyway, here we go. I'm going to wrap this one up in press and seal, and then I'm going to put it in a plastic freezer Ziploc. Okay, now I've got it. I'm going to put it on this press and seal right here, and going to start wrapping it up. Okay, get it ready for the Ziploc baggie. And yeah, there's going to be holes poked in the plastic and all that, but I really can't be helped because of the toothpicks, but I try to get some of the air out. Okay, and then I'll put it in, well, where are my baggies? So there we go. It's in the freezer baggie. Ready to seal it all up there. Okay. And put it in the freezer. I'd put a date on it. I would date it for about 4 months. It's probably good for 3 or 4 months in the freezer.